All right, it is Tuesday, Tradition Tuesday, and with me is Dr. Carla Pope. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you are the Department Chair and Professor of Criminal Justice. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I was a police officer for 10 years and then got into the teaching business. I got my master's degree in criminal justice and started teaching at the community college level, and then went back, got my doctorate in administration of justice, and very fortunate to be able to come to William Carey about 11 years ago and start our criminal justice and forensic science programs here.
So police officer to instructor, that's very different. What made you make the leap?
Well, I'm very passionate about criminal justice and about law enforcement specifically. I think it is one of the higher callings along with military and first responders. And so I loved college. I loved being a student. And so I get to teach criminal justice, which is top of the heap for me. And I get to help new people find their way into their career and find their passion and follow it.
So for folks who might be interested in this field, tell us about the faculty here.
We have faculty that is second to none. Everybody who teaches in either criminal justice or forensic science in our program, we have practical experience. I like to say we've been there and done that. I'm law enforcement. I was a former canine handler as well. Mr. George Shea, investigative experience in both the military and local law enforcement, and also crime scene experience. Dr. Jim McGee's a retired FBI agent, and then Dr. Bertram, forensic scientist from the word go. So all of us have been there and done that, and we're able to not only bring the academic side of things to our students, but we can show them real world and give them that real world experience and hands-on, so that when they come out of our programs, there's no surprises. They know the real world and they know how to function and how to be employable.
That makes the education a little different, right? When you've got somebody that has experience, when it comes to real-world application, that basically changes the education game for your faculty here and for your students.
It absolutely does, and all of us are still connected in one form or fashion with our respective agencies, so that helps with job placement as well. When we have students who are ready to finish their degrees, they're looking to get their foot in the door somewhere, and so we can help introduce them as well.
So do you have on-campus and online programs, or part of this program is on-campus and online?
Yes, so with criminal justice, students can do some of their courses on-site and some online. You know, with these young students now, everything tends to be online. That's their preference. So we address that. We have most of our classes are at nighttime here to accommodate the working student, and that formula seems to have worked really well for us so far.
Well, I know that online courses were always a thing. They seem to have always been a thing, but I guess a few years ago, it doesn't feel like COVID was that many years ago, but when you think about it, it was a jaunt ago. It wasn't just like last week. It was a while ago. That changed how we look at online programs.
It really did, and so I will say that for our department, during COVID, it was not as big of an adjustment for us because we had been offering classes online, so we already knew the mechanics, knew how to do it. We have meaningful interaction with our students each week in the online classes. And you know, like I said, most of our students, they're very technology friendly. Our master's degree, our graduate program is fully online, but one of the selling points I have is I say your professors are right here at Tradition. So if you're local and you have an issue, you know where to find us. And so they can just drive to us and meet with us in person and iron out any issues. And that seems to bring some of our older students a little bit of relief to know that they know where they can find us.
And the college population is so different today, and it's nice to know for all of those individuals who are watching that might come from different backgrounds that there are options for you.
There really are.
Varying options.
Yes, yes. And we've got students in our graduate program, we've got students from all over the United States. And I've not, as a department chair, I have not had one single complaint from a student that they could not reach their professor. We are very responsive to our students, both on site and online.
And so for folks who might be interested in this field, I guess you could say, criminal justice is not just about being a police officer.
Right, right. Being a police officer is probably the most visible part of criminal justice because of all the police shows and the uniforms. But I've got students who are investigators with an attorney general's office, investigators with Food and Drug Administration. I've got students who didn't want to carry a gun and a badge, so they're intelligence analysts. There's lots of those positions open. Victims advocate coordinator, youth court counselor. Now, counselor in youth court is not somebody who's providing psychological counseling to a student, but they are there to help serve the needs of the juveniles and make sure that they get the services to help them turn their lives around. So corrections, probation and parole, there are just so many options for criminal justice. If you think about it, criminal justice touches every aspect of life, whether you're in school, you're at work, loss prevention. So it's a very diverse degree.
I love that you mentioned this was kind of a higher calling field because it's not, especially today, that goes without saying, it's not something that you just stumble into.
No, you have to have a servant heart to be effective in the field of criminal justice. And that is one thing I love about William Carey. I mean, we are a Christian-centered university, and we have a mission field. And what bigger mission field can you have than you're there to maybe provide some help and praying with somebody during one of the worst times of their life. And so we bring that aspect to our classroom as well. So they not only learn the nuts and bolts and the academic side, but they learn that compassionate side from us as well.
I love the phrase, as long as there are tests, there'll be prayer in school. But
Absolutely.
you guys take that a step further.
We absolutely do take that a step further, and it's nice to have a student that may call you and say they need help with something, and it's okay to pray with them and listen to them.
And it's not a program that's for the faint of heart, so it definitely is useful in specifically this degree field for sure.
Absolutely.
Dr. Carla Pope, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
That's right. Don't forget, always new things happening here at William Carey University. Every Tuesday we are right here at the same time with Tradition Tuesday. We'll see you next time.